were them to read the comments on the thing as I'm talking. A lot of this video this morning is going to address the shortcomings of the P&M cult. So, and well, by extension, the UNC cult, because they're both cults, they're both gangs, they're both predicated on the exclusion of others based on race. They're both predicated on catching another one. So the P&M job is to attract Indian people to say to black people who they want to vote for them, look, we get an Indian. And the East Indians and the UNC doing the same thing. Their job is to get black people and put them as candidates or speakers and say to their Indian voters, look, we get a black person, as if the answer is, look, even black people supporting Kamala, look, even Indian people supporting Kate Rowley, which both of it is bullshit. Because we all know that both of them getting paid. It's money passing at the Petrotrin security guard who Kamala put a couple $100 in his hand to keep bad talking me because I'm not in office yet. But his whole job every single day is to wake up, yawn, wash the ampy out his eye and talk about Phillip Alexander. And that's no problem at all. Kamala can buy and pay any one of these knuckle draggers. It don't matter to me. At the end of the day, our team, our party growing, our movement growing. But it's not about us. It's not about us. It's called Nudes and T&TEC. So I want to ask a question. What's the preoccupation with nudes? Let's talk that. In a country that has given the world softcore porn as culture, in a country that offers a 2-day lap dance, a country that allowed Dean Akin and others to turn what was an African revolt carnival into a softcore lap dance. 2 days of you rubbing your genitalia against other people's genitalia to music. That's our culture, that you are going to spend 2 days walking in the road to music looking for people to rub your genitalia on. That's Trinidad and Tobago. That's Trinidad and Tobago. And we're happy because we're drunk and we're rotten like dogs. And we would be happier if we get in there at some point. Carnival could be a 2-day screw fest in the road, because that's where it's going. That's where it's going. Marshall at 90 singing "Hurr," and the rest of us in the road naked, screwing anything that passes. Because that's where we go in. It has no substance. It has no purpose. It does nothing for nobody. And it is just 6 months of people training in the gym so that they can be worthy of other people come and rub their genitalia on yours. Oh gosh. How could a country that is our culture be so preoccupied with other people's nude pictures? I don't understand it. All of us, including the Pope, all the nuns, your imam, your pundit walking around stark naked under some clothes. What's the point of it? Of saying, we like children. We like little children. Every time I see somebody's video or somebody's nudes get leaked, I'm thinking, what a kindergarten this country really is. And you know what I noticed? I noticed that none of the people who get kicks and share other people's nudes, none of them are people that anybody want to see nude. You ever notice it's only ugly people that share other people's nudes? What's that about? You win, you catch them, jealousy, what's it? And I want to ask you this, if your politics, because I want to tell you, this little girl Vandana, whatever her name is, I have never met her in life. But she seems to be performing in Chaguanas. And if she's performing in Chaguanas, I want to tell you, when Bill Clinton, who left office as still the president with the highest approval ratings in America's history, women were supposed to hate Bill Clinton. Women, that's the whole narrative they tried to spin. They stuck it on Donald Trump with grab them by the pussy. But Bill was tapping anything that stopped. A woman stopped to use the phone and she ended up getting groped by Bill Clinton. And still, he had the highest ratings among women in history. And Robin Williams, the comedian, said, I don't care if he bulling chickens. What's he doing the job we hire him to do? And the Progressive Empowerment Party, we're real progressive. I always tell you, we don't care who you're lying down with in the bed at night, and we don't care who you're praying to in the morning. At the end of the day, the Progressive Empowerment Party we are auditioning and interviewing for one thing, to fix the country, to put water in your taps, to make food affordable, to make housing affordable, to make all the schools prestige schools so your children can get the same benefits as Sabga, Abud, Sinanan, and Chin, to make public health functional so that if like Sabga, Hadi, Abud, Chin, Sinanan, and even Rowley drop with a heart attack like Maxi with his stroke, that your children could benefit from a public health system better as good as anywhere else. The Terence Dial Singh, who's telling the nation that we have the best healthcare in the world, can't explain why our ministers are so foolish as to go out of their way to avoid the best healthcare in the world that is free to them and go outside and pay millions of dollars. But again, that's another issue. Nudes and T&TEC. I want to tell Trinidad and Tobago something this morning. Every one of you are alive because somebody took off all their clothes and screwed somebody else who had took off all their clothes too. Stop it. This is basic biology. If we're still giggling like children over other people's naked bodies, we are really beyond salvation. So to all of you, and I mean, I know we voyeurs, we like to see, we want to see their naked body because it's a thing. I've seen it. Wow. Okay, cool. So you know what? Think it through, share it, Google, be voyeurs, because, and to the people whose nudes are being shared, feel proud. The majority of the people who viewing your nudes and your videos feel a sense of shame about their own self, that they need to feel good to watch you. Because if you was ugly, I tell you this, for free, ugly people videos and nudes don't get shared nowhere. Not even for shame value, because people will say, oh God, my eyes don't do me that. That's that. Getting nudes out of the way now, because the PNM is a sick little cult, and the UNC, and led by people like Rudal Munilal, Fuad Khan, who have Alan Karim, who have even Anand Ramlogan, who have the little barking dog crews on social media, whose job it is just to attack people. Thief ideas, thief policies, thief words, imitate, lie, but attack other people. Attack them. And you know what these parties can't defend? Their track record. They can't give you a track record that you could be proud of. They can't. They can't do it at all. So why does the conversation at election time come down to nonsensities instead of us, the people, talking about how is it that we've made $3 trillion and but for some hairy backs who are now billionaires, the rest of the country are pauperized to the point where they're living in squalid desperation. Colm Imbert was able to hire black people children to wind back on his Mercedes-Benz because they're suffering and they have no hope. Every one of those women and children and young men that were winding up on Colm's Mercedes-Benz don't give a rat's ass about Colm Imbert. They must think him a shit snake. But for the $500 and the $600, because they're desperate, they'll take it. And that and all is an example of why this country needs to rid itself of the PNM and the UNC. If Colm as Massa could pelt out some shiny shillings and get black people children to whine on his Mercedes-Benz nomination day, something very wrong in Trinidad and Tobago. And we need to address that. I want to talk to T&TEC, who's responded to my picture. And I gave it time to marinate. I gave T&TEC's response time for the PNM sycophants and trolls to feel like T&TEC response shut me up. No, I have learned that if I wait, all of the ones who support the nonsense will go on record and defend nonsense. So when I speak again, they're out there and they have nowhere to turn. They've put themselves out on a limb. T&TEC has said that anybody could pay to have banners strung across the road and that T&TEC will put it up for them. But it's subject to some rules. And the rules are, you have to go to Town and Country Planning Division for permission. How does Town and Country get involved in something as simple as hanging a banner? Now, I was there at the birth of social media. We own Caribbean Online Yellow Pages. I've been doing social media for over 21 years. And I have, at the very start, many of you, some of you might not have been born. When we started, there were things like different medium and different substrates and different file extensions and different programs, and it was a hell of a mission to get something that you all take for granted, JPEG and GIF and text and Word, those USB, you see those things that you take for granted? When the internet started and when social media started and when WWW, the World Wide Web started, getting everybody to agree on how to communicate was the hardest part. And you were getting 3.5 disk, floppy disk, SideQuest, iOmega. You were getting all manner of ways, and the people who are around long enough and who were involved in graphics or anything to do with computers at the time would remember how difficult it was just to get the media of the medium into your computer. The people have forgotten, but I was there when the conversations existed that created protocols. And what's a protocol? A protocol is T&TEC saying banners made of nothing but vinyl or cotton fabric, no longer than 12 feet, no heavier than 50 pounds, held together by eyelets and rope, nylon rope, so that it can't stay wet to conduct electricity. In other words, and I just throw all of that off the top of my head, T&TEC could have given you, these are the guidelines for your banner. And quickly, the companies that make banners, because none of us in our backyard will be children drawing the banner with crayon. A company will make your banner for you. And once T&TEC sets the guidelines as to how banners are accepted, then all the print trees will tell you, boss, this is the guideline. Work within them parameters. And it's done. But we don't know how to do that. In this monkey paradise, you have to go to town and country who has to decide and weigh in on a banner like it is the first banner they're talking about. And there has to be a team and a ruling and a conversation and more bureaucracy. In this banana republic, this is Monkey Town. We need to change the name of this whole country to the zoo. Trinidad and Tobago is not a real place. If T&TEC needs town and country and the regional corporation to give permissions to put up banners, we insane. If T&TEC cannot put out a one-page directive as to banners, banners on poles must fall within the following parameters. Boom, 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 boom. Everybody from there knows how to deal. Banners will cost $3,000. We need 48 hours to mobilize the banner crew. Boom, 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 boom. Everybody know, but nobody know. And T&TEC is lying. And I'll tell you why T&TEC lying. Because those two trucks stringing that P&M banner meant, and this is very important, meant that Keith Rowley misbehaved in public office for banners. Because for town and country and the regional corporation to give P&M the permission that T&TEC requires for those banners to get strung, P&M had to use the knowledge of the election date that none of us else had and get their applications in town and country before everybody else. And that, my friends, as simple as it sounds, is corruption. And it is simple corruption like that is going to jail the current Prime Minister of Israel. It is simple corruption like that that jailed the ex-French president. And it is simple corruption like that that should jail Rowley and his whole hairy back squad. And until you want a better country, because they will tell you how I talk, and I want to tell you something. I talk like this because I want to kick down the door and turn over the tables like Christ. Don't forget that. That's who I follow. Jesus Christ. And when Christ entered Solomon's temple and he saw that corruption and abuse of office was taking place, that those in authority was abusing their privilege and their oath of office, he turned everything upside down and threw them out. That is my work in the politics. So when the PNM and the UNC tell you I'm not sounding prime ministerial, tell them the first work I am applying for is to kick their corrupt asses out of office. That having a drunk who can't say the word blank, so it come out black, and to the UNC people who were clapping, because a lashing PNM, the reason all they end up talking about blank and black as if either mattered. Because if she had said black Keith is a black man, what's the debate? To the jackass in charge of the ethics committee of elections, pat all the way down. Nobody needs you. You serve no purpose, and there is of no benefit unless you're challenging the use of the word black in the English language, and in which case we have a bigger conversation as to why you waited so long if black is an obscene word. But we'll come to that because Burgess, Sis and Spencer writing black on paint cans. Long time now. But the issue here is our failure to function as a real nation. As a real nation. Not trolls saying, if I prime ministerial. Tell your prime minister or your leader, stop drinking and going on the campaign trail. She's making an ass of herself. They're sending me her videos. Those videos I should share. Because you shouldn't be drunk and campaigning. Nobody. And listen, I will tell you plain. I have a responsibility to respect women and mothers, but not when they're disrespecting themselves while applying for the job as the most important person in the country where the decisions are made. Stop it. Kamala, if you cannot stop drinking, step down. Stop putting it on your followers to defend your slur. Stop it. You're slurring your words. You're forgetting. You're in politics 80 years now. And you can't remember Maruga Tableland. Come on. Come on, man. You're putting your handful of followers in an embarrassing position every day, saying she said black, but she meant blank, move on. Why was that an issue? Why is this an issue? Because the PNM who's sharing people's nudes are led by a man who want to groom all the women in the country's pastures. And all of the women responded with, we will rather let our pastures go to ruin than to let you get near it. But that's for another day, because he's defended by Camille Robinson Regis, who seems to want Rowley to groom her pastures, and that's for them to deal with. But for me, it is not to pretend that the PNM, this little Jamaican troll on 95.5, they're sharing a video of me putting her in her place, but she could kiss my ass, and I will not stop speaking like that. These people have been defending abuse of black people in this country for 58 years, and until all of them who want to talk large could explain the condition of the people of Beetham, Morval, Laventille, Sealots, Bagatelle, Covey, Rich Plain, Patna, River Estate, Saganga, Go Cocoree, explain the condition of Waterhole. You have a constituency, a PNM diehard constituency named Waterhole, that never have water. A young pretty black girl posts a picture standing up next to Faris, who is making millions of dollars a year renting empty buildings in the state. And she is saying, I can't get any help from them, but are always red and ready. And that troll on 95.5 is the reason why. That people, black people, will believe that being the gang, they could be kicking you in your head. Being the gang, they could be pissing in your face. Being the gang, they could have a 1% cult riding your back like donkey. But being the gang, because being in the cult and the gang is important. Not feeding your children. Not giving yourself some education. Not fixing, not preparing, so that in case of an emergency, you could get real health care. Not those things. Not watering your taps. No. Not for you. That for Faris, Arawi, Johnny Sukaran, and the Nahus clan. That for them. Your job is to stay black and stupid according to the PNM and their trolls. And we need to fix that. We need to elevate the condition of all the people of this country. And we need to give black people in Trinidad and Tobago something to believe in. And I am appealing to every voter in Trinidad and Tobago. Hear my voice. Hear my tone. Because you know what? All you're just as vexed, some more vexed than me. The country was falling apart. They run quick and call an election. I heard the rumors about who was coming out to burn down what that night. I heard it too. And I know that's why he panicked. Because they couldn't stop it. And you run quick and you dissolve the parliament. You're running from your own budget because you can't defend your track record. What did you do? What did you do in office? But when you watch Kamala and Keith Rowley, you tell me the difference between AV Oil and Life Sport. You tell me the difference between Anna Ramlogan and David West and Delcy Rodriguez. You tell me the difference, the abuse of public office by both of those political organizations for the last 30 years. Don't tell me about the Eric Williams rump before NAR. Let's write all of that off. Let's come to the last 30 years. Manning, Pandey, Kamala, Keith. We've been in a race to our political death as a country. $1.1 trillion spent under the four of them, and nothing to show, and nothing to work. Yes, you have a strong option now. Yes, 28 seats is a special majority. Yes, go out and vote for anywhere you see that Progressive Empowerment Party symbol. Because no matter what they try to frighten you with, I want to tell you this. And to the PNM people sharing that I am UNC, no, sir, because nobody else will call Kamala out on her drunken romping. And to the UNC people trying to say that I am PNM, no, sir, nobody else will call out the 1%, the contract mafia that own Rowley, have him on a leash and making the rest of the country look like fools. No other politician. And I will be strong and I will be loud. To the man Ben J. Singh this morning who said to me, I hope you are working so hard, win or lose the election. I went on his profile to see that Mr. Ben J. Singh is living in London, England. And to Mr. Singh, I say this morning, like you, I want to raise my family in a first world functional nation. And I have worked hard for the past 2 decades while you ran away. I have been working hard to turn Trinidad and Tobago into one. And if the people of Trinidad and Tobago choose that we prefer to be a latrine cesspool place for rats, for political rats after this election, I may have to go too. You may see me in a pub in London because I want a better life for my family too. And to any Trinbagonian who have an opportunity to leave Trinidad and Tobago, if we don't win, if the Progressive Empowerment Party don't win, don't stick around for the devaluation, you know, because that means everything that you sell will be worth half when you're converted to US. Don't stick around for the devaluation, you know. Don't stick around for the martial law. Don't stick around for when they hit the streets. Don't stick around for that. Life gonna get tough. Trinidad and Tobago, neither of those corrupt parties care about you. They've never worked for you. They don't give a damn about you. And if you want a better Trinidad and Tobago, there is only one choice, one option. And all of them still trying to figure out how, despite all of the attacks. I mean, they attacked me. You have to respect this, the consistency. They were prolific. They were paying anybody. Anybody who want to axe, grind an axe. You want to grind an axe against Phillip? Look, a couple $100. We will make you famous. There's only one choice. 28 candidates in 28 constituencies is a marvelous start. That is a special majority that gives us the opportunity to not only fix this country, but to jail everybody, to investigate, prosecute, and jail every single one of them that have abused public office and betrayed the public's trust. And if you want a better Trinidad and Tobago, Philip Edward Alexander, I promise you today, come hell or high water, that is my commitment to you. You have a part to play too. If you are registered to vote in any of those 28 constituencies, wake up early in the morning, walk with your passport, walk with your driver's permit, walk with your ID card, walk with your birth paper, and go early in the morning. Put your vote next to the Progressive Empowerment Party symbol and save T&T.